You know, it usually isn't until like a breakup or something like that that a woman starts talking about worth. You know, and I say a lot, man. People already told me y'all going to deal with it. When you know your worth out here, you don't have to negotiate as much as other people. And when you're in your masculine as a woman, you're doing a lot of negotiating. Your power is in your femininity. Your divine, God-given power is in your femininity. So if you're acting in a masculine way, you're working completely against your divine feminine. How is that supposed to work out for you? Financially, spiritually, physically, sexually, how are these things supposed to work out for you? If you're working completely against what is. A woman in her divine feminine can melt the strongest man, but when she's in her masculine, she can repel even a guy who's the most get along to go along type of guy out there. Eventually, a woman being in her masculine is going to repel that and repel most of anything else, because that's not where she's supposed to be at. And as far as mate selection and things like that, and women are in control of that. As far as mating selection, that's where the women are at. Men, it's about marriage and relationships, but women, it's mating. So who you choose is how things turn out, and you have very good women's intuition. So a lot of times you see the red flags ahead of time. So many guys come at y'all that the red flags. So when they come and it bites you in your butt later, whether you take accountability or not, you knew what was coming. And you also know if y'all set a certain standard ahead of time, you'd have it way better off out here. If women decided that they wasn't going to be with no bums, no this, no that, all that, no criminals, men would get their act together, because men don't want to go without. So I was going to make this really, really drawn out and long and stuff like that, but I'm going to try to keep it short, just that way it can be, something that just hits you and you can go back and listen to it as many times as you need to. But bottom line is that femininity, man, is your power. People didn't tell you that growing up. And if they did, they probably just didn't put it to you the right way or whatever. But you're going to get more financially, physically, spiritually, all those different things. You're going to get way more using that divine power than trying to, be neck and neck with a man and being masculine and shit like that. And you guys set the standard as far as who gets access to you. So if you're going to give the lowest of the lowest access to you, don't expect the next guy to, do better than them just because you feel a certain way. You the one that chose when you were lonely and horny and you weren't in the right frequency, you weren't in the right mind. Just see what happens when you choose in the right mind. You guys set the standard. I hope the next generation of women understands that. You guys set the standard. If you decide that, only winners are going to get access, then men are going to get their stuff together and be winners. But if they know they're going to get access anyway, why do they feel like they got to put the work in? See, when you talk about knowing your worth, that comes from a place of experience. And can't nobody take away your experiences. You experienced them. When you talk about knowing your power, that comes from understanding. And you got to be grounded, and you got to be aware, and you got to be in the right mind frame to really get a good understanding about things. Anybody can have knowledge on things, because Information is everywhere. It's the information age. Chat GPT, all this stuff. But having an understanding, that comes from somewhere within. That comes from somewhere within. And when you truly have an understanding of who you are as a woman, again, you know your power. You're not going to be out here negotiating. Negotiation, especially for a woman, negotiation is for a woman that doesn't know what her power is. And if you don't know what your power is, why are we even honestly talking about worth? Because you're not going to get the next person to do better than what the last person is. It might work for a while, but no matter where you go, you are who you are. So if you were how you are now, not knowing your power and stuff like this with the last person, the next person is going to see those things too, and eventually it's going to bear the same results over and over again until you get that understanding. And that understanding, again, as we said in the beginning, is my power is in my femininity. Now, if that means sometimes you got to dial back where you would have been done crashed out or something like that sometimes, then hey, so be it. That's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is. You gotta take advantages in this lifetime, and as a woman, you have that advantage to take. Now, if you choose not to use it, then you can't be out here complaining about how things turn out for you. Y'all got the cheat code with femininity. Use that shit. Scared.